Hi, and welcome to The Mill, a podcast brought to you by Mill & Co., an advertising collective specializing in strategy, creative ideation, and execution. I'm Rachel Ballatore, your host and the founder and CEO of Mill & Co. Joining us one more time today is Lydia de Martino. Lydia is the Director of Strategy for Mill & Co. Lydia, how are you?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good. Looking forward to talking about all things marketing today.
And it's always so good to see your face.
It's always so good to see your glasses because they just frame those cheeks beautifully. Lydia, I wanted to talk today about client agency relationships and understanding a little bit more of the nuances of how it is with traditional agencies versus in our experience with Mill & Co. and our new model. But first, what is your number one consideration when you think about providing quality client service?
I would have to say transparency. I mean, I think that's one of those obvious things that people commonly overlook, and transparency can always lead to trust. And transparency, I believe, always communicates care. So I think that at the beginning of your partnership with a client, you always have to remember, like, this is a human being. I'm a human being. So what do they need out of this that I could help provide for them, especially during a time like right now, when, I have plenty of clients who are at home with their kids running around, with their dogs running out and jumping on their laps. So I think having that transparency is really important, especially, to have compassion and trust as well.
I received this compliment from two separate clients, and it might be the best compliment I've ever received in my professional career. And it was, Rachel, I really look at you as a business partner. And to me, it is such a compliment because I'm not just here to help with marketing and advertising and fun creative. I genuinely want to be in the trenches, and I want to understand the financial implications of decisions and help grow revenue in ways that don't involve marketing, or help creating onboarding materials for new hires. It's something that at a smaller level, like a Mill & Co., we're able to do and we're able to offer because we don't have the overhead. We're not so top heavy. We're able to really get in there with clients shoulder to shoulder, and it is an amazing thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think what you were saying too about budgets and finances is really important too, because you and I, we come from a similar background in terms of how we grew up in the agency world. And we have always agreed on the idea that you treat your clients' money as if it's your own money. So you understand the implications of, sometimes what seems like a small budget to put towards something like a social media paid campaign could be a financial hit to your client. And so you want to make sure that you're always communicating that you understand where this budget is coming from, and you are laying out for them very clearly too what the results are that you expect to get and how you plan to report on that. So I think that finances are something that are really important to always consider. What's yours is mine, and I want to treat it with respect and care.
It's a rare trait these days. You think that it wouldn't be, but it is a rarity. And it's something that, we take a lot of pride at Mill & Co. is that we are genuinely here for you. Mm-hmm. It's not something that many people can hang their hat on. What do you think is missing from most client agency relationships today?
I feel like a lot of the times, that client agency relationship always feels like you're sitting across the table from your client. You're not sitting next to them at the table. You know what I mean? And I think that comes down to that passion and care and trust that you can develop with a client over time. And just by treating them as a human being who has roles and responsibilities that are important just like yours are. So I think having a seat next to them rather than across the table from them is something that we really need to get back to,
Gone are the days of the Mad Men agency world that, or where in agencies you're just worked to the bone, or there's bullying or clear black and white lines. You do not cross over from account to creative and vice versa. Those days are few and far between. Yeah, I hope so. I hope that they are moving in that direction, but we both know that those happen quite a bit. So if you could say anything to an agency owner about how to have a stronger, more meaningful relationship with your clients, what would that advice be?
I think it comes from within. I think you need to nurture your team members from within that will be client facing. So allowing your, like you said, the crossover from creative to account and vice versa, account to creative and strategy and whatnot. I think by allowing your team members and trusting your team members to come up with the best solutions possible based on what your client is really needing is something that's going to be invaluable to your clients. You know, they're really going to sit there and say, wow, this person thought about everything. I didn't even think about those minute little details. So I think allowing and trusting in yourself and in your team around you is only going to allow you to bring better and the best work that you can for your clients.
Right. And as you know, a prerequisite to being on the Mill & Co. roster, which is currently about 150 people deep and 93% female, is that you have to be able to wear many hats and wear them well. It's one thing to just say, yeah, I'm a writer because I sent 6 tweets in 2004, but to actually take pride in the craft and to study and to learn and to practice and to do a lot of things. I love to walk into any room and say, I know I can be the most dangerous human in this room, even if I don't know the fullest extent of what they're talking about, whether it's a room of physicists or a room of professional soccer players. I know I can walk in there. And with that level of confidence is something that we look for in Mill & Co. for people to join our team, because those often are the people that are able to provide the best client service and client relationships.
Absolutely. And I think something that goes along with confidence is curiosity. I think that to have that innate curiosity to want to dig further and ask more questions, you're only going to continue to provide value to not only the Mill & Co. team, but to your clients.
Speaking of curiosity, ladies and gentlemen, Lydia has a cat who is quite curious.
She is.
And at some point, Maeve will have her own segment of the mill called The Maeve.
Meowing with Maeve.
Meowing with Maeve. And it's going to be 45 minutes of incessant meowing. And we look forward to it.
I do too. It's about to happen after I get out of this room. So
catnip for Maeve and some Pinot for Mom. Thank you guys so much. This is another wonderful episode of The Mill. For more information or more episodes, please check us out on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Instagram. Until next time, Lydia, thank you so much.
I'll see you soon, right?
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.